What's going on, y'all? It's your boy back again, another video. So, I had a couple people reach out to me, saying we need macros. We struggling with macros in the warrior community. Um, I'm here to help, baby. So let's get right into it. All right, back at the screen. So look, as y'all see, I got the macros up to the left. It's not real. I'm lying. It is a good amount of macros compared to like other classes, but they all like the same type of macros. So a lot of stand swapping, weapon swapping, things of that nature. Start attack macro. So as you see, my first one is just flat out execute, start attack. Just making sure that I'm getting my weapon swing too. I like to personally put that on most of my abilities. It's just a pet peeve. Second, just trinkets. Use 13, use 14. I got that kind of coming from retail, but apparently in Classic we swap trinkets a lot, so I don't see how this won't be helpful. And so instead of having to have a macro for every trinket, boom, you got use 13, use 14. Whatever goes into those slots will get used when you click that button. This is just a dynamite macro. So I even got macros that we don't even have the abilities to yet. Just so I could be prepared. Like I already got slots and everything filled with question marks. So we have Berserker's Rage macro, where you start attack, swap to Berserker Stance and Berserker's Rage. Really different from retail. Retail you can just click it because we don't really have too many stance requirements. But from my understanding, when I was reading the tooltip, you need to be in Berserker Stance to Berserker's Rage. So this allows you to swap to Berserker Stance and Berserker's Rage. Now, if you are feared and you're trying to use Berserker's Rage to get out of that fear, from my understanding, you would have to already be in Berserker Stance. You can't swap to Berserker Stance in that fear. But that's what this macro is for. So really good for, pre-raging some fears if you're cracked like that. Gotta start attack, cast Bloodthirst in case anybody wants to go Fury. I'm gonna definitely try out some Fury builds. I got some stuff in mind. Gotta start attack on my cleave. This is a very important macro to me. So with Warbringer, some of it is not as important. So what it does is it starts my attack, it makes sure I'm in battle stance, it casts charge, and then you can chain one melee ability to this button. So when you have Warbringer, you don't have to worry about what stance you're in because Warbringer negates that. But me personally, I have Rage and Blow on there because Rage and Blow isn't a spammable anyway. So I don't have to worry about accidentally spamming my charge trying to hit like a hamstring or something like that. I know when I have my Rage and Blow up, I have a, let me see if I can show y'all. I have a weak ore right here that I made. I made a little weak ore pack right here. A weak ore that I made that lights up whenever I have Rage and Blow. So I know when I have my Rage and Blow, and I can click it right there without having to worry about accidentally blowing my charge. Because, charge does have that little dead zone range where you can't charge, but it can only be other melee abilities. Before I had Rage and Blow, I put Overpower for the same reason. I don't have to worry about spamming it, But anything works. Hamstring works. Ren works. Anything you like that's a melee ability, go ahead. It'll help you free up a bind. If you feel like you have a lot of key binds, definitely help you free up a bind. Here is my disarm macro. Like I said, I have start attack in everything. Personal preference. But it casts defensive stance and then casts disarm. So with one button press, you automatically go defensive stance and you hitting that disarm right there. These are guild macros. This is just a hamstring macro, or so when we get Berserker stance, it'll put me in that. If I'm in defensive stance. Heroic strike macro. I also have this paired with my overpower. Now, I do want to say I do have separate binds for this and my overpower by itself. Because I don't just want to spam one button. And there's times where I want to overpower, but I don't want a heroic strike. Because heroic strike, is a rage dump. So there are times where I want to overpower, I don't want a heroic strike. But I have no problem pressing overpower every time I do heroic strike, if that makes sense. Because you don't lose no value hitting overpower in your heroic strike, but you will lose value spamming that heroic strike. So just make sure that you still do have separate binds for HS and OP. This is a intercept macro. Make sure you are in berserker stance, and then we'll cast intercept. Also has start attack, personal preference. Kind of like the charge macro, Warbringer will negate that, and you can just press intercept. All these was just made, just in case you're not running Warbringer, or just in case we get something that may be better. We don't know. We don't know what we getting yet. Pally macro. Sorry about that, y'all. Here I have just a start attack, mortal strike macro. This is a pummel macro. Start attack, swaps me to berserker stance, and cast pummel. This is my quick strike macro. Start attack, make sure I'm in battle stance, quick strike. And I also, in this macro, I have stop casting. I use that to stop a heroic strike Q if I want to, right? So there's times you may accidentally press your heroic strike or realize that, oh, I don't really want to dump this rage, right? The stop casting will cancel the heroic strike for you. You can put this in any button you want. If you want to put it in your Rend, if you want to put it in your over, whatever you want to put it in, but that's what that is for. That's what that stop casting is for. As you see, I have it in my Rend as well. I have the stop casting in my Rend. I click that because I'll never in my life want to Rend and heroic strike. That'd be too much rage coming out at once for me. I don't like that. So whenever I press my Rend, it will make sure that I'm not casting heroic strike. This is my Raging Blow macro. It's literally cast Raging Blow, start attack. This is my Sunder Armor. Literally cast Sunder Armor, start attack. This is my Shield Bash macro. So this is when, you start seeing a lot more text. Start attack, of course. But then it equips my one-hander and my shield if they are not equipped, right? So if I have a two-hander or if I have dual wield, whatever the case, it will equip that. It will also put me in defensive stance, and it will also then cast my Shield Bash, right? Great macro to have. It's the exact same for Shield Block. I literally just changed the Bash to Block. What else do I have here? That's a Pally macro, Rogue macro. This is a Shield Wall, so it's the same thing. It will equip that weapon, equip that shield, cast me in these stance, and then cast that Shield Wall. Because those buttons, as you see right here, requires shield and requires defensive stance. So a tip to write in a macro, whenever you see a requirement for a stance, you pretty much slash cast that stance and then slash cast that ability. This your wall one I have. This is my taunt macro. I start attack, swap defensive stance, and cast taunt. So in PVE, you already know you have to taunt mobs. In PvP, I'm not sure if this is, knowledge for everyone or not, but it's really good if once you get the timing, if you are able to get off a pet taunt right before you get trapped. It's hard in classic because they always go into scatter trap because I don't think they DR like they do in retail. Scatter trap isn't as good in retail as it is in classic, but it's a good thing. So that the taunt can break the scatter, and if it is just a raw trap, like he just straight up traps you, if you get that pre-taunt on the pet will break the trap. And this is my weapons macro. So this will equip my one-hander and my shield, or my two-hander. But right now, as you see on the screen, I'm running dual wield. So let me explain something to you. When you equip your shield and you equip your one-hander, all you have to do is slash equip item name, slash equip item name. But when you have dual wield, you have to make sure that you put slash equip slot 17 and then name your offhand weapon. If you don't do that, the macro doesn't work because that second weapon doesn't know where to go. So you'll just stay with your sword and your shield. Now, if you are just running a two-hander, you just add another line and it's just slash equip two-hander. It will automatically equip whatever weapon is not equipped as so. See, just spam it. So that's pretty much it. If you want, you can have a retail macro, which would literally be, hashtag show tooltip, cast, what's it called, battle stance, and then cast retaliation. That's pretty much all warrior macros. When you sum them up, it's pretty much just make sure you're in the right stance, make sure you have the right weapon equipped, cast a spell. This is just a quick video I wanted to put out for y'all. If anything specific y'all want to see, don't be afraid to ask. I have no problem making it, recording it, and knocking it out for y'all. Y'all already know where we at. We on Lone Wolf, Alliance, City Boys. We out.